seen, yet they just can't get that final check mark.
I'm going to go as far as saying if they get the victory here, that might be what they need to unlock
floodgates.
themselves. But this is a bad way to kick things off.
TSM was like that, just for the note. It took them forever, and then once they started winning, they didn't stop.
We need to note that Tizian was knifed on the pistol round. That's a bad way to kick things off here for Big. So Tizian will drop down to 64 points of health, but Liquid are taking this very slow. They are waiting for any aggression, any pushes, any risky maneuvers from the Big clan. 3 members over towards Apps and Alt Middle. 2 stacked up towards Banana for any aggression there. Utility in the hands of Nitro, a smoke and a Molotov. Tizian, the man who we mentioned was knifed, has 2 flashbangs and a kit, and they have a 3-man presence over towards that B-bomb site, with Tizian ready to flash and the CTs towards the Banana, Smooya, and old boy Gobby ready to pick.
Tabson, pistol in hand. I certainly can hear them down at the bottom of the hallway, but won't be able to do anything of it. They're actually going to back off that, having not spotted anyone, bomb included, for Liquid. And they'll take their interests elsewhere. They do not want to bank at A. Now tries to jump back out from the corner. It's Smooya that's up close and Goppy to take out a Liege. That will actually send them back to A. Business is closed on Banana. Smooya shuts down Naf as well. It's 2 for the price of none. Raptor quad, excuse me, from Arch, however, because a single smoke toward Library. Tizian on rotation gets caught. So does Gobby. Great shots. And all of a sudden, it's Smooya that's got to run back up Banana to confront in what is a 3-on-3. 1 versus 3 in his situation, but it's the right kill. Bomb is down. Taco able to grab that behind the wall without being spotted, but Smooya can buy some time sitting to water as they all work out from Banana. Great shot from Nitro. This is a daring plant, I have to say. Single Molotov tries to keep them out. They get it down, but the shots come into Taco before his gun can be drawn. And they know exactly where Nitro is. He's got to be perfect. In some ways, probably best he has the Glock over the USP in this situation, due strictly to the ammo, but he couldn't bait them in.
Oh, that one could have gone. If that Molotov landed a split second earlier, they would have been kept on out. Repositioning could have come in for the Liquid players, and that one would have fallen in their favor. But a fantastic opening. The Banana aggression came in handy. They get those opening kills. And look at Gob. He's having a big old grin, probably about the knifing that happened earlier to kick things off.
Sorry, mate. Didn't mean that.
Well,
except he's German. It wouldn't sound like that.
Was that an Australian accent?
I don't even know what it was.
You gave it a crack.
Let's give it New Zealand. Just that's the safe bet.
I theorized yesterday, Matt, after the absolute domination that came in from the likes of Big against Tai Lu, and Nex finding himself as the 2nd highest rated player in this tournament, the Volcom hat. He was allowed to wear it back in 2015, early 2016. The rule came in. The hat went away. Next dropped off the face of the earth, but the hat's back, and so is the fragging prowess.
Is it the same hat?
It's a Volcom hat, and I don't know if it's the exact same one, but it's the same brand. There's
Crims used to have that in the city hat that he always wore.
Yeah. Something about that. I guess it's, you know, that layer of protection.
It's Frosty, the snowman.
Look how early the Orgs have come out, though.
I was pointing that out. Yeah, there's 2 of them already, and Big seems to be, instead of having like everyone has 1 player on the team that plays that weapon, Big seem to just bring it out for everyone lately. Tabson taking down Taco. Perhaps they're the first team to fully embrace the meme that is Valve. I like the AUG. It's okay.
I think it's cool. I don't think it's ever going to completely take over. I might be wrong. I've been wrong plenty of times before.
Same.
With this 4v4 situation that Deagle's postured, they're going to wait out utility because you want to make sure you're getting that bank balance of Big down as low as possible. So even if you don't win the round, you're keeping them honest, you're making sure they have to reinvest in that utility. The only person with a lot of kit left is Tizian. And now they also have an opportunity that if they can regrip and find a gap as a unit, maybe they can swing onto an area, and Tizian appears to be the man who might have a lot of danger his way. I say that. Thompson finds a kill over to Warns. Apps, I believe it was.
Tabson, placement toward the arch and timing it.
Great flash.
Perfectly, and catches that Naf. The only thing I will say, Twist, good shot. It was a good flash. The one thing I will say about the AUG is you can kind of see it there. If that was an M4, he probably would have stayed and sprayed both at once. He had to repeat just the timing of the shots, the rate of fire, significantly lower in those transfer situations.
All right, just to catch everybody up.
Yes, go.
Statistically speaking, on this map.
Get your pens out, people.
Big have played this 6 times on LAN in the last 3 months. They've won at 3, lost at 3. Smooya is the highest rated player for these guys on Inferno, followed by Nex, followed by Tabson. So Nex is going to have to continue that form here if they want to grab the victory. For the other side of things, it's a pretty standard order. We got Twist, we got Naf. Those boys up towards the top, followed by the likes of Elige. Then it is Taco on Inferno, and Nitro is the player coming in as the worst rated for that of Liquid. But to note on that, Nitro is the 2nd highest in terms of opening kills, think about how that snowballs and affects rounds. And he is the highest in terms of flash assists, means he's setting teammates up. So he might be the lowest statistically speaking, but think about that impact.
He's the leader, the in-game leader.
And, well, they've won 15 out of 26 pistols to Big, who have won 6 out of 12. So pistol round win advantage is normally in the favor of Big if we looked at these guys head-to-head.
Sorry, no, it would be Liquid, yeah.
Yeah, Liquid.
By like 15%.
But by Big winning this one.
What are the exact percentages? It would be 50 and 60. How much?
57 points on
50, I was going to say 62. I just did it quickly in my head. I don't even remember what you said. I was just guesstimating.
15 out of 26.
Nice. Nitro forced back. Flash out. Taco. He's thinking about making contact. Meanwhile, over toward B. We're watching a Krieg in the hands of Elige fall down the lane. That means we've got 2 Augs and 1 Krieg in play. This is COD, everyone.
Where are the helicopters?
Is that a helicopter noise?
Yeah, but they aren't in this game. But the attack towards the A bomb site is about to see what Liquid have. Molotovs and nades rain on out.
Line it up. Aug again, not able to fire. Tizian wants it over the MP9, just barely got it in his hands. Massive damage done as well on the Nitro. That allows Tapsa to push through, take him down with the subsequent Aug. Smooya's on a flank. However, he's just Godby to work with, and I think the call's been made. Both have kits, both have armor, might as well get away with it.
That's one of the hold on to the edge of your seat type moments there. When you are executing onto a bomb site with 20 seconds left, all it takes is one well-timed flash and a peek from a CT to shut things down. The bomb getting dropped in a position where it can't be collected and it falls apart. But Liquid able to keep their cool.
Oh, and Butterfield.
It does sound like a very prim and proper name, doesn't it?
Does a little bit, yeah.
I bet he went to a private school.
I did.
Did you?
Yeah.
I didn't.
Don't blame you. Oh, I did. It was all right. That's pros and cons. More uniforms.
Yeah. Well, we had uniforms, but
I think that's standard.
In Australia?
And part of the UK as well. Some schools in the UK as well.
Yeah, we don't have that American style where you... Is it like that in Canada where you can wear whatever you want at public school?
Yeah.
I would hate that. I would run out of clothes.
Well, it's that, and it's too many... The cool thing with everyone being in the same uniform, although you can like argue it takes away personality, it gives you less to segregate.
Yes,
like you can't call people out for style or like people who can't afford as nice clothing, whatever. That's out of the question. Which is kind of nice. Good nades. Didn't do as much damage as I would have thought, actually. Nitro just gets tagged by the flames backing away. I thought that was going to detonate in his ear by the looks of the toss, but not quite. Passive nonetheless, based on the utility used inside a banana. Again, down middle, barely touches Taco. Elige already boosted on the half wall. Not bad having an AK there. Standing and waiting for anyone to peek out. You pretty much need, I think, an op to be pre-firing that angle, or sorry, pre-aiming that angle to win that exchange with Elige standing and waiting for someone to slow peek. But this will be a full banana execution, and they're going up against very little inside of the site. In fact, just Smooya. He's got a kid, call it that.
It's delayed as well, which is allowing a rotation to come in. You can see the tentative nature in which they're limping on over. Because he hasn't heard anything, he hasn't called their attacking, but now it's going to be too little too late. Nitro's going to find that opening, leading into that stat I was talking about, and you'd assume a save at this point.
I think Smooya was trying to be clever. He was above, waiting for them to come in, which is kind of a one-and-done position in that situation, but he knew that they Molotov'd out Orange's one. So by dropping down silently, he was going to sneak in after the Molotov, but got caught.
I'm going to continue to dump stats on people.
Do it. I love numbers.
So the reason that I'm get all these out early, ladies and gentlemen, is so that I can reference these points later and give you more context as the game flows on. So right now, I've done my stats on hatredtv.org, the greatest stat website in Counter-Strike history. They do
That's very interruptive, Taco.
They do a fantastic job. Yeah, Taco, talking. So on LAN, in the last 3 months, looking at the filter of the top 20 teams on Inferno, for utility usage, ADR.
Damn, shut up.
There we go. Now we're good. ADR, so that's average damage around with utility. Who would you say is #1 in the world? Top 20 teams.
I didn't even hear the question because of the damn bell.
So ADR, utility usage on Inferno. Who do you think is #1?
I would have said Astralis.
Yes, and you're right.
Yeah, okay.
Swiftly followed. So they're at 39.7. No, by Liquid.
Really?
At 35.7, and then it's Big.
Is that average?
Yes.
Yeah, I was going to say it has to be because obviously teams have played
Both of these teams are in the top 3 teams in the world right now of the last 3 months for average damage around with utility. So as that grenade lands on Darko's feet, there's already 30 points of damage done in 1 round with utility. So keep an eye on how that one plays on out. And I believe that Big is number 2 in the world right now with flash assists on this map. Number 1 is MIBR.
Interesting, that one.
So let's see how those...
I guess probably a lot of that's like people flashing Fallen in on Banana and him just wrecking them.
They were doing a lot of that in the early stages, and we've already seen here in this game, especially with that arch play from Tabson with the Orb in the early stages against the Deagles, he was flashed into 2 kills. So that will not only illuminate teamwork, but it'll show you the finer elements of Counter-Strike. It's not just about pointing and clicking. A lot goes into this to make it happen. Right now with this default spread, Liquid, we're just hoping to garner a little bit of map control, but Taco goes down to push forward. Tizian didn't expect a player there, but the fact that he was blind to that and pushed across actually drew the fire of Twist, allowing Tabson to step on out and get another kill. So they quickly have to scurry over towards B. Look at this, it all falls apart. Big using the weaponry they had to their advantage, leaving a lot of pressure on Nitro and Elige.
Next, pushing back up. Smoke goes down. He'll push directly through it, knowing that there's still one countering topside Banana. They'd be gray screened if they ran at him, so there's no reason not to try and push it. Nitro and Elige. The old duo. Back to 2016. Smoke off 20 seconds. I don't think we're going anywhere, Chad.
No,
I think we're just going to hang out in the kitchen and bake some eggs. I
Some
had
eggs?
eggs on pizza.
Oh yeah, just then they were boiled.
They were. It was okay. I didn't need 2 pieces of pizza, but for some reason you bought a 3rd one.
Well, because the limit was €5 on the machine.
Yeah, could have just given them cash, and then my gut would thank me for it.
We need to move away from cash. Anyway, they're going to pick up 2 AKs. There we go. So that is really going to help them because those were save weapons. That's a throwback right there. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're not sure what that is on that screen, that is Counter-Strike 1.5.
Yeah, my high school days. Speaking of the private school, we all used to play Counter-Strike there. My favorite thing to do in 1.5 and 1.6 was spam closet with an M4 because it would go straight through closet into the tunnels.
Yeah, it was really...
That was actually an OP spam.
Well, they
if
weren't
you knew
intuitive,
the timing.
But once you learn... This is the thing with 1.6. Like, it wasn't intuitive. That kind of stuff. Hold up a second.
Yep. That's a like Smoothie. He nearly got away with it. Flashed, blinded, trying to get back. Thankfully, a Molotov will allow him to do so. Yes, they weren't intuitive, some of the wall bangs. Like, that's a good nade.
Jeez, he almost got completely stuck and
was
slowed down.
Double nade, wasn't it?
There was a Molotov on the ground, and the nade slowed his progression.
Yeah, a lot of the lineups, like that wall's not, that's a big black space when you look at the overhead map, right? But it was a sick wall bang because they lined up with the tunnel entrance too.
I like this quad setup right now from Big. They can play together and they can also pivot and fight. If they go arch side, it isn't the end of the world, but you would be fighting to hold on to that territory. So right here, right now, it means that they don't have to throw out the utility in the same trickle format. They can be more guns on because of the trade potential. Normally when you're strung out, ooh, wow, priority to get rid of Boiler, and the kill's going to get opened up by Tabson. Sorry?
How is Nex still staying alive in that? That just looked like a sea of flames that he was standing in.
This is the Nex
the average day on Twitter, basically. Nex trying to go back for more as well. Nitro and Naf tagged. This is going to be 2 in a row for Big, which is kind of large.
It is, like the fact right now is if they're...
No bomb plants either.
They've won this one, which is forcing another save out of Liquid. So these are pivotal gun rounds to be winning right now. For those who don't know, if the Ts hold on to their guns, they don't get the loss bonus, right? So Nitro and Naf aren't going to get any residual cash. They literally just hold on to those AKs and the armor and the limited bit of utility that they have. So the flow-on effect of this is if they don't win the gun round, if they get completely obliterated, then they're not going to be able to buy. That's a problem down the track. So Big are winning some very important rounds while keeping all 5 members alive. They're building a bank. Liquid are actually hampering theirs in a way. And right now, I believe that Elige has enough to buy, whereas Taco and Twists, they're going to have... They can go Galils, but they've opted for UMP and Deagle, respectively. Yesterday, Matt. Yesterday.
All my troubles seem so far away.
Dust 2, Tabson and Nex collectively had 50 kills on Dust 2. They just absolutely dismantled the Chinese roster.
Poor Tyloo. They were an outside shot for a top 4 finish at this event as well. And it seems like whenever they're at these sorts of events, they somehow find their way into the finals. So Unfortunate they were unable to do so. I know for a fact that they've got long travel days ahead. They're going to fly all the way home before returning to Dubai, I believe it is?
For PLG.
Yeah.
Abu Dhabi.
Abu Dhabi, that's right. But yeah, so they're obviously not a pro league. That's Vici that got the spot instead over them. Smooya, ready to go. Throws an incendiary up the other way. Couldn't quite catch the frame of a slender body behind Flames, so he misses the shot and has to back off. Likewise, Smoke will go down in front. Smooya's going to rotate. Gobby has to transition so that they're both not in the same position and easily countered off by a single bit of utility. Tamson's on rotation. Across the water, Nitro's got Smooya down. That's the op gone. Gobby's somehow alive, but he's not any longer.
Nitro again with another opening kill. That stat line remaining true, but Tabson's so close. He's on the scene, able to get the first. Now he has to reposition. Elijah will trade him out. Comes hard for Tizian and Nex. I think here they should go for as many kills as possible. They have enough money in the bank. They may as well... Oh, they want to save. I feel in this situation, considering the economy...
Did that... Okay, the graphic... No, I think the graphic was late to update. Yeah. There's no way that Nate did that much damage.
Close to each other. But I would be going for exits in this scenario. I'm really surprised that Gobby hasn't informed them of that. When you have Gobby on 6.4, you've got Tabson on 5.7, Nex has enough, Smooya has enough. The only person whose bank is in a bit of trouble is Tizian, but they could definitely drop a gun across. They should be going for exits in this environment. Letting Liquid off the hook here. I don't know how I feel about this.
Well, and you mentioned it. The saving of the 2 AKs gave them no money, and they did it 2 rounds in a row. They pretty much had to win this round in order to not give themselves a really bad time. But Big didn't do anything about it. You're right. They could have easily, as low as they were, keep them near the bomb at the very least. Let the bomb do the work for you. That thing's got some, packs a mighty punch. That's why it's a bomb.
Kablamo.
Kablamo? That's not even onomatopoeia. That's just like a cartoon word.
Yeah. Do you remember like the old Batman where it had like the sound effects would come up on the screen? Like pow.
Yeah. Like the yellow.
Hold up a second. 4 players towards top of banana. What is this approach from Big? Okay, they've had 2 guys come on over, throw grenades.
The old school smoke deep thing. I don't know. There hasn't been that much at banana going on lately that's convinced me that you need that extra support to win the ground.
Last round, they conceded banana control very quickly, right? They allowed Liquid to posture very early and execute. Normally, you don't want to give a team banana control as quickly as what they did last round. That's the point of the matter here. And if you get it as easily as what they have, you should be executing time and time again if you Liquid. It's so hard to defend. And here, posture for banana control again, but this time, fighting back is Big. Gobby gets the opener. And where do they opt to go? Because they don't have mid-wall control. Oh! Smooya tagged on up with the AWP. He's left on 2 points of health, and Gobby has to transition as well. He's going to eventually get traded. 3 on 4.
Not a lot of kills from the Liquid boys yet. No one's really stepped up in any big fashion. It's a 1-round game, but it's the rounds that Big are winning that have been more convincing than those that Liquid have won. What I mean by that is it's been saves from Liquid's side where they're down, say, 5 on 2 or 4 on 2, whereas it's like a 1-on-1 situation almost, aside from the last round for Liquid. So they just haven't been accumulating as much. Nex pushing through the smoke. Does he go? Because Smooya could bait him in. 2 HP. Can't hold behind. If it went forever, hold the lineup. Nex nearly gets 3. Has to back off it, but he's forced Taco to grab the bomb. He now is against 3. Plants safely behind the statue, hoping that that smoke would last longer. It does not.
Some interesting scenes that I've noted with watching Big in this tournament is obviously Tabson is a proficient AWPer, but on some maps, like Overpass in earlier stages, he was doing the primary AWPing duties on the CT side especially, and Smooya was left to work with the rifles. Here you can see the 2 AWPs coming out, but one is in the hands of Gobby. I wonder if he's going to drop that. He must drop that across to Smooya. They're just having a bit of discussion. There's a technical pause. Obviously, need to fix whatever issues they're having. One of the players from Liquid has dropped from the server. That will be Nitro, as a classic NAF pose is close to the camera.
That's the way he does things, leaning on that fist. Some say it's a secondary aiming arm and a primary head resting arm.
Okay.
Don't know where I was going with that. It didn't really fit in all that well, did it?
Aren't hands amazing?
Taco also gets to wear his hat again.
Yeah, but Taco won majors not wearing a hat.
That's, but he was very insecure of his hairline.
Sure.
We joked about it in Dallas.
Oh.
Yeah.
How good's the imposable thumb?
Explain.
Well, I guess that's what separates us from the rest of the animals.
Imposable?
Maybe am I using
thought
the
it was
wrong word?
a plausible, applicable. Let me.
I better sound like an idiot now.
Not
More so than usual.